What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dustin McDangles here with another NHL 2023-2024 season preview video. And in today's episode, we're going to be going over the Winnipeg Jets, how they did last year, my predictions for this upcoming season, taking a look at team stats, team contracts, and just breaking down what I think will happen this year for the Jets. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future action, as well as check out the links down below in the description for some promo codes for you guys. That is all for you, so be sure to check that out. But without further ado, let's go ahead, get into this with the Winnipeg Jets. And man, oh man, last year, obviously knocked out of the first round by the eventual Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. They finished the season off with 46 wins, 33 losses, and only 3 overtime losses. Honestly, that might be the least amount in the entire NHL, and it was, for a total of 95 points. They were the last team to get into the playoffs in the Western Conference, and again, lost to the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round of those playoffs. So the Winnipeg Jets, as we take a look now at their individual stats on the team, there is a ton of turnover in this top 10 of points when it comes to top players not at the squad anymore. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Blake Wheeler, most notably, no longer with the team. Luc Dubois is with the LA Kings. Blake Wheeler signed a free agent deal with the New York Rangers. But to round out the top 10, Kyle Connor, Josh Morrissey, they are back. Mark Scheifele will be back, at least for the foreseeable future, until maybe the trade deadline is my guess. Ehlers, Lowry, Panik, Perfetti, and DeMello rounding out the remaining top 10. Kyle Connor, going to be interesting to see if he could put together another season of 80 points or more. Josh Morrissey, if he can stay healthy, he only played 78 games last year, but if he can stay healthy throughout, can he put up another 70-plus point effort? Mark Scheifele, a little bit of a down year for him, but if he can get back into that 70 to 80-point range, I think that will really boost the Winnipeg Jets. But now moving over to their contracts, and we'll talk a little bit more about individual players. Obviously, the addition of a couple players, addition by subtraction. So with that trade of Pierre-Luc Dubois, they got Alex Iafallo and Gabriel Velarde, most notably from the LA Kings, which I think will definitely help with the depth this upcoming season, because Blake Wheeler, coming towards the end of his career, maybe wasn't the best of fits in Winnipeg. And then Pierre-Luc Dubois, ever since he came over from the Columbus Blue Jackets, never really fit in there, didn't want to be there in the first place, and that was that when it came to his feelings. But moving forward with the team that they have now, again, looking at contracts, they're pretty much solidified, the majority of them, for the upcoming seasons. Obviously, Niederreiter and Mark Scheifele will be unrestricted free agents, but they are both 30 years of age, so I think that's kind of more of a wait-and-see type thing. On the back end, Brandon Dillon, DeMello, both going to be unrestricted after next season. I think between those two defensemen, you'd really be more intrigued about DeMello, and if he could put something together on the back end. And then restricted free agents, Logan Stanley, and Kyle, I can't pronounce his name, Capo, we're going to call him Capo, will be restricted after next year. I know on this screen right now you can't see it, but Cole Perfetti is entering the last year of his entry-level rookie deal. He is on the injured reserve right now. When it comes to him coming back, I'm assuming he will be back for the regular season, but I will also need to do maybe a little bit more research. If you guys can tell me down below if I'm wrong about that, let me know. Between the pipes, we've got Hellebuyck and Brossoit. Both of them going into unrestricted deals, both 30 years old. Hellebuyck, again, an elite goaltender. Will he want to stay in Winnipeg? I know there's been a lot in the news when it comes to him potentially wanting to move on, moving to a contender. But honestly, Winnipeg is a very interesting team. Again, with the addition of subtraction of getting Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's I'd say a second line at best shutdown centerman who can obviously put up some points, put up 63 last year in 73 games played. I think it'll be a better fit with the players that they now have on their team to go along with the cast of players that were already there. Kupari, they also got in that trade. You got Nemestikov brought in this year. Appleton, another year with the Jets. Adam Lowry, can he take another step of being a solid, maybe third-line type-ish center? Velarde and Iafallo, how will they fit in with the Jets? I know they're still a little bit younger. Velarde more so than Iafallo. Can Kyle Connor continue his continue his ascension of being a top elite all-star type player? Mark Scheifele, can he continue to be a solid veteran presence in the room and still yet produce at his age? Again, 68 points last year. He was minus 16, so hopefully he can get a little bit better on the defensive side of the puck. Depth type players brought in, I thought, were great moves. Niederreiter, Nemestikov, bringing them in. Morgan Barron, going to be interested to see what type of year he has. And then on the back end, Morrissey, Schmidt, Panik, can they really hold down the fort? I know they just re-signed Logan Stanley as well. I haven't talked about him a lot. Cole Perfetti, can he step up and become a potential all-star on the first and second line with the team? So there's definitely a lot of potential here with the Winnipeg Jets. When it comes to making the playoffs, though, this upcoming season, when it comes to depth and what other teams have done throughout the Western Conference, it's going to be tough for me to really pick them to be a complete lock for the playoffs. 95 points last year. We're going to go based off of their wins, though. They had 46 wins last year. I honestly expect the Winnipeg Jets to be around the 39 to 43 win mark range, battling for a playoff spot this upcoming season as long as they can stay healthy. And again, I say that about every single team. As long as they can stay healthy, they have a legitimate shot to fight to get into the playoffs with the team that they will have assembled. Now, when it comes to cap space, they only have about $1.7 million left, roughly about 1.8. So bonus is going to have a lot to do with putting this team together and finding the right chemistry and the right lines and the right pairings on the back end to make sure that they have a shot at that playoff push. Now, breakout players this year who are sneaky on this team, I'm thinking a breakout on the back end. Honestly, I'm thinking Neil Panik have a pretty solid year this upcoming season. I know he was 8th on the point chart last year with 33 points. So I expect another big year from him, maybe even get to that 45 mark with the points. But on the front end, I expect Velarde to have an absolute crazy year. I'm expecting, honestly, 65 to maybe even 80 points. I know that's a larger sample size of potential there, but I think he's really going to break out in the Winnipeg Jets, especially, I think, playing second, maybe even third line minutes when it comes to the depth chart that they have. Maybe get him some good line matchups. He could really pop off in the Western Conference in a new environment. I know he was always great with the LA Kings, but now he's a guy with the Winnipeg Jets, and I'm really interested to see what he does. And honestly, my biggest question mark is Hellebuck. Does he want to stay if the team is performing well this upcoming season? It remains to be seen. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, but that is my recap prediction-ish type video for you guys today about the Winnipeg Jets. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What do you think the Jets are going to do? Who's going to be the breakout performer for this upcoming season? Will Hellebuck stay around? Will Scheifele stay around? Will they find a way to squeak into the playoffs, or will they bash that door in and make it again? Let me know what you guys think. But that's going to be it for this episode. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to drop a like, drop that subscription, tell your friends, get your friends to subscribe, tell your parents, tell your buddies at work. We're trying to grow the channel to 750 subscribers, and we can't do it without your guys' help. Let's build this community together. Let's have some fun, and let's talk hockey. But that'll be it for this one. I hope you guys have a good one. And as always, stay dusty.